Hello and welcome to Joy in Our Town. I'm Sherry Duckworth, and joining me today is Mr. Harvor Davis, manager for SoupMobile Warehouse and Church. Thank you for being with us today, sir.
Thank you very much.
Now, the SoupMobile, if you've been in Dallas for any amount of time, is a very familiar sight. You all do amazing work. You've been around for about 7 years, is that right?
Yeah, I've been here, working for SoupMobile for 7 years.
You've been working for 7 years for SoupMobile. Tell me a little bit about your position at the SoupMobile.
At my position at the SoupMobile, I'm the warehouse manager. Also, in the last couple of years, in 2015, I became the church manager.
The church manager.
Yes, sir.
Now, why did the SoupMobile, because we know them as a place where people can come, the homeless can come and be fed, or that you go to them to feed them. So tell us about the church and how did the church get started?
The church was built in November the 1st, 2015. And the church is basically for the homeless.
Yeah.
And as you and I come there, we the guests, the homeless is the member.
I love that. So the homeless have a place to call their home church,
yes,
no matter
ma'am.
what. I love that. And you guys, the SoupMobile has been around since 2003. But can you tell our audience more about what the mission of the SoupMobile is?
Okay, like I said, of course, it was around 2003. At first, they were doing 5,000 meals a year, and now we're doing over 200,000 meals a year, health and health meals a year. And that's a wonderful thing, from 5,000.
So you went from 5,000 meals to 200,000 meals?
Yes, ma'am.
That's a lot of food. Those are a lot of meals.
There's a lot of people hungry out there.
My goodness. So tell us about your experience with the homeless that you all talk to and that you see. Obviously, like you said, there's a lot of hungry people out there.
Right.
How long does it take throughout the day, to make sure everyone's fed? And how do they respond to you?
Okay, the first question was, how long does it take us to prepare to feed them? We have no time limit. As long as they come, they get fed. How they respond to me, it's sometimes, they'll walk up to the line with a frown on their face, but when they leave, they got a smile. And that's the best thing. I make it all worth. I don't care if you're there 100 hours. That smile make it worth it.
Oh, I love that. It makes it worth it, no matter how much time, right?
Yeah, yes, ma'am.
So from a perspective of just like the logistics, having to feed 200,000 people, or getting to, not having to, but getting to, how do you organize all of the food? How do you all get all of the food to feed so many people?
Most of our food comes from donation. Then we have a wonderful chef there, Stanley. He gets up and prepares the meal. And the meal, once he fits the meal, so we carry it out and feed.
And feed it. How many vehicles does it take to go out and feed everybody?
It takes one. It takes me one vehicle.
One vehicle?
Yes, ma'am. One vehicle, I will feed them. I won't care where they're at, I will go feed them.
Oh, my goodness.
Don't matter. They can be standing on the side of the road. I will stop and feed them.
So you just go out and you find them, like where normally to find the groups?
Well, we have a designated spot that we go, and they all come there.
Okay.
And like I said, sometimes the line be 200 deep, 300 deep. And so once they see that, they can all be there with that frown on their face. Once they hear that rocky music coming, that SoupMobile coming around the corner, they say, here it comes, And the boys, and that is make it all worth it. When you step out that van, it make it all worth it. But I also like to give first off, let me say this, I also like to give this to God, number one. The second, I would like to say David Timothy, and let me give you a little story about how I really saw. One day, I was just sitting there looking at him. I was across the street looking. I was looking at this man. I said, man, he getting out there. He out there hugging, and people smiling, and seeing him come up. I said, oh, man, it took me a couple of days just to sit there and get the courage to come on across the street. So one day I came on across the street. I sat down, I watched him. I said, man, And I always think that God have a purpose for everybody. And so with me, and then right then on that spot, and I think that was my calling. I finally walked up to him. He gave me opportunity, and I've been there ever since, and I love it. And the love is this, I think you have to have in your heart. And that's the passion I always have in my heart to give.
Oh, I always love to hear people's stories and how they get involved in something like this.
Yes, ma'am.
And it's so beautiful to hear that you witnessed the love, of the SoupMobile, and that you wanted to be a part of it. It's just so great that you get to be a part of this and what's happening. Tell us about the feeding. We know that you do feeding because you're the SoupMobile, so we know that.
Right.
But you're also providing housing now for the homeless. Is that right?
Yes, ma'am. We have a housing program where we take men and women off the street, give them a safe place to lay their head, then also give them job training. Then we evaluate, they get back in the community, be a productive community.
That's awesome. To be able to give them a place to call home so they can be productive in the community again.
Yes, ma'am.
What does that do for them, for the homeless person? How does that help them and encourage them?
Sometimes, when you just always need somebody. It's not a hand out, it's a hand up. And so, and once somebody needs that hand up, and with the opportunity we provide, that's just a hand up for them.
I love that. So you get to give them a hand up. I love how you all put that. You don't just give them the hand out, you give them the hand up. So you're feeding them, but then you're also taking time to help them better their lives. So it's more than just the meal. It's a new way of seeing themselves and a new way of life. How important is it for them? You talked about whenever they hear you come around the corner, they all kind of get excited because they hear the SoupMobile coming. That feeling of hope and joy, you say you see it on their faces when they smile at you. Have you heard anybody tell any stories about what the SoupMobile has done for them? Do you have any stories that you'd like to share about that?
Yes, this one particular fella, one day he come up to the line. He was shy. I said, man, I said, come over. It's free. Come over. Get something to eat. And he asked me, he said, all I need is just this little bite to eat to make this day good. I said, you know what? I said, it's going to be like Christmas in August. I just come on through, I'm going to fill your bag up. And so, one day I was downtown. I really, then the guy walked up to me one day downtown. He took hand, he said, thank you. I said, thank me. He said, that day you fed me, he said, I was hungry. He said, you didn't tell me no. I said, you're welcome, sir. And ever since that time, every time I see the guy, he always shake my hand and say, thank you.
Aww. So it not only blesses them and gives them hope, but it blesses you too and encourages you.
Yes, ma'am.
And talk to us about the SoupMobile and how you all, where your volunteers come from. How do you find a Stanley? How do we find a Harvor out there to help feed the homeless community?
That's a lot of them. They come through volunteers. Some just walk up, and some just come. When they come, like I say, I know at the end, but all the volunteers we get welcome, open arms. Yeah. And a lot of them, like I said, they see us online or they want to come, just want to help. That's why it's a lot of, in this world, it's a whole lot of caring people that want to help.
I think we need to be reminded of that sometimes,
Yes.
that we do live in a world where there are people who care
Yes.
and that want to help take care of those who are in need. And our homeless community in Dallas is in need. As a man of faith, how does this help you walk out your faith?
Well, like I said again, I was blessed. I was blessed, and God blessed me, led me to the SoupMobile. And every day I wake up and I first thank God, and I thank God. I said, oh man, here I go. I'm going to work, and I ask you, what can I do for you today, Lord? And I'm willing to do it. Open arm.
Yeah, just that willingness.
Just that willingness
to go where He's called you to go.
Yes, and the best thing, it's one of the things about that is we can be driving along the road and we have finished for the day. Well, at least I think we finished for the day. And I see a group of people there waving, hey, you got any food? I was hungry. I said, stay right here. I'll be back in 15 minutes. And I'll go all the way back and come back, load it back up again, and start. I don't care if I stay up 24 hours. And I want to make sure that when I go, to most people are fed. Maybe I can't get the whole people in the city, but I want to make sure I get the most I can before I leave there.
Harvor, you're one of the richest men in this city because you bless so many people. You have so many blessings coming to you because of that, and I know you probably don't do it because of that.
No, ma'am.
But you give out so much, and you have such a servant's heart, and it's very beautiful to see that and hear that.
I know that's, like I said again, I have to go back to my mentor. I call him my mentor because I watch him, David Timothy.
Yes.
I watch him well, and I talk because he's a man with very good, very faith. Any guy can stand out there among 300 people, not even just smile and hug each and every one of them. Yeah. That's God sent there.
Yeah, that's Jesus in the flesh, right? It totally is. I agree. Now, our homeless community, obviously, you're talking about people standing in line 200, 300 deep. I think about those people on holidays, right? They don't have what we have at Christmas. They don't have what we have at Thanksgiving. So what does the SoupMobile do at Christmas to help our homeless community in Dallas?
You asked me that question, I'm smiling.
Yes.
I'm smiling because we take 500. Yes, we take 500 men and women and children and put them at the Army Hotel. We give them clothes, fabulous gear. But the thing best of that, we give them a lot of love. And then they get a banquet. At the banquet, after that, they stay there one night at that army. A lot of them coming in, they may have that problem, might be some, but that one night sleeping at the Army Hotel, well, it's gone away. And, well, that's just a feeling. Yeah, I can really explain to you after you have to experience. It's just a very special feeling in your heart just to see that person smile, see the kids smile, the women smile, the man.
Harvor, one of the things that I've learned the most from you today about helping the homeless and serving them is to be a hopeful person, to be light and love to them, and that brings them hope. And that's probably their greatest need, right?
Right.
Is to feel hope again.
That's the best thing. It is if you don't have hope, it's really nothing but. And I'm like I said, I'm blessed. I'm blessed.
You are.
I'm blessed because God gave me that mission. He gave me that spirit, the mission to go out and do this. And we go back to Christmas. We have 2,500 volunteers.
Wow.
That could be doing something else with their family. But they showed the courage and love for the homeless to come out and take that day to do for them.
That's amazing. Harvor, thank you for being blessed to be a blessing, encouraging others to do the same. And thank you all today for watching us here at Joy in Our Town.
We hold these truths to be self-evident, that